Hey, beautiful people. Today's message: stop trying to control everything. Educators are some of the most controlling people I have ever met in my life, including myself. But I've learned to stop doing it. I've learned to just release control, to give it up to somebody else, to make it somebody else's job. We have this instinct to be superheroes. A lot of our job is superhero like, right? Where we literally leap and what is it, leap and bound? we do everything above and beyond, and we literally save kids, right? So a part of us instinctively wants to continue to be superheroes in every aspect of our lives. But we can't. It is not sustainable. It is not healthy. And it's not realistic. You cannot control everything. Release control. Just release it. Release it. I have gotten some of the best results in my life when I stop trying to control everything. Simple example. If I go out with people and we don't already have something set in mind, we go to a bar or something, and all I do when I go to the bars, especially, if it's a place that seems like, it's not just a Chili's or something, or even if it is, honestly, sometimes I try it there. I will say, I want to drink with tequila in it, or I want to drink with this thing in it. Or sometimes I don't even have a preference. I'll just say, what's your specialty? What's something that you really enjoy making that you think is a great drink that you don't get to do very often? I have gotten some of the most amazing drinks made for me when I release control. When it's not just about that thing that I like. Well, I like margarita, so I'm going to always order a margarita. That's cool, right? But you're missing out on a lot of other experiences. You're missing out on the creativity that other people bring to situations. And in the same sense, we think about how, especially in California, we don't have a lot of special day classes. So we have full inclusion, and a lot of our classrooms have co-teachers. And the co-teaching model is rough. It's very, very rough in terms of going from this being, whoever the roster teacher is, being their core class, to now having to navigate what that looks like to have another teacher in the room and not treat them like a paraprofessional, not treat them like assistant, not treat them like a teacher's aide, or, someone who doesn't have the same experience as you. Our resource teachers have the same experience, but it's really difficult, I find sometimes, for our roster teachers to release control, to just give up that control and say, here, you can lead the way for some of this, right? So when I think about my own sanity, when I think about how I'm going to survive and continue to be in education, to continue to just live, period, I gotta release control. You gotta release control. You don't have to control everything. It's not up to you. You don't have to do it all. And I know in some cases, if you don't have support at home, or, maybe you don't have a co-teacher, that you do end up having to do a lot of the work. But in some of those small instances, some of those small spaces in your life where you still just feel like you want to do everything, think about who else you can give that control to. Who can you say, you know what, this person has the same credentials as me, they have the same experience, or, even if it's not the same, they have good experience, they have good ideas, they have the ability to do this task. Let them do it. Give them the ability to do that thing and take some of that weight off your shoulders. It's not all up to you. When you release control of just some things, you realize that it's not all up to you, right? You're an amazing piece to this puzzle and you're contributing so much. So I went to Art of Coaching training, and I continue, even though I've already, been thinking about this, I think about this image where you have what you can't control, like this little bitty circle right here. This is all I can really control, right? And then this is stuff I can influence. I might be able to sway you one way or the other. But I got all of this right here. I can't do nothing about this. That's it. That's out. It's out of my control. I cannot do anything about that. And I try to push this on educators too, just because sometimes the things that we complain about are things that are out of our control. What are we spending time worrying about issues and problems that we can't influence, we can't control? Put your efforts and your energy into things that you can control. And even some of those things that you can't control, think about how you can give it up to somebody else. Is there something that you can say, you know what? You control this. And it might not even be how I would do it. It might not be how I would think about it or the way in which I would roll it out, whatever. But that's okay. That's okay. Everything doesn't have to look like you put your stamp on it. Release control. And you'll feel like you have so much more control in other areas of your life.